Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and go ahead and drop a like on this video. The massive gentleman to your left would be Hassan Mostafa, who is just coming off his first pro win at the 2022 Puerto Rico Pro. And on the right would be the guy that helped him come in the best shape of his life, AJ Sims, also known as Cement Factory. Now, a lot of us thought George Farrell was working with Hassan due to him being in the comments under a lot of his pictures, speaking in Arabic, but AJ Sims is the man behind, the magic, I guess. So huge shout out to both of these guys who brought an incredible package. In this video, we will be comparing Hassan Mostafa from last year's Puerto Rico Pro, where he placed third, to this year's Puerto Rico Pro, which he won. And the first thing that jumps out to me in this front double bicep would be the size difference. Now, at about 3 or 4 days out from this show, he did an interview on Muscular Development where he said he was only 236 pounds. So it is very, very possible that Hassan was probably only 225 to 230 pounds on this stage, which is just incredible, man, because Hassan looks to be at least 240, maybe arguably 250. Now, I do think him and AJ Sims maybe overdieted it a little bit. I think Hassan could have possibly filled out a little more. But as you guys know, Hassan is known for not bringing the best condition. So I figured for this show, he probably just didn't look at the scale, didn't really worry about being full, and just came in as peeled as possible. Now, taking a look at this front leg spread, and once again, guys, the size difference. This is his first show with AJ Sims, so it's definitely going to take them a little time to get the perfect balance of the dryness and conditioning as well as the fullness. And Hassan also could have been a little bit harder at this show as well. Hassan actually seems to have a little bit more detail in his midsection back in 2021. And Hassan is also a lot more full in 2021, as you guys can see in the chest, the delts, the arms, the quads, honestly everywhere, guys. I honestly believe the package that Hassan brought on the left, if he was probably 5 to 7 pounds lighter, there would probably be the perfect balance. Now, I'm taking nothing away from Hassan at all. This was an incredible version from the Puerto Rico Pro, but I do believe he was a little bit over-dieted. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. Now, going over to the side chest, and this is probably going to be the best pose as far as improvement. Look at the amount of detail that he has on the side leg. And I honestly like the posing execution back at the 2021 Puerto Rico Pro. I think it suits him a lot better. He's holding his chest a lot higher, like almost like a shelf. Really like this execution for him. And also, if you guys can see the way that he's holding the arm that's closer to us, he's holding it so the tricep pops out a lot more. A lot better execution, but way better physique in 2022. And something I also noticed, Hassan was very, very confident when he was posing. I watched Hassan at almost every show last year, and he's a guy that comes out and, shakes a lot. And he honestly has a hard time with connecting to the muscles. So even if Hassan was conditioned last year, sometimes he just wasn't able to connect with specifically the hamstrings. Now, turning to the back double bicep pose. Hassan Mostafa, incredible, man. This guy is just stacked full of muscle. Now, one of the first things that jumped out to me is his left lat. I'm not sure if Hassan has had a back injury, but his left lat doesn't look symmetrical to the right, but a lot more condition. And I guess at the 2021 Puerto Rico Pro, Hassan knew he wasn't in the best condition because he stretched out his trunks to cover the glutes all the way. But incredible, man. And we're all waiting on Hassan to nail it. Last year he was just constantly coming in off. A couple of people honestly said Hassan was coming in guest posing condition. Now, Hassan will be doing the Orlando Pro as well as the Arnold Classic UK after this Puerto Rico Pro. So do you guys think they would be smart on Hassan Mostafa's part? Should he keep competing like last year or just go ahead and shut it down? Now, taking a look at this real lat spread, and this is honestly incredible, guys. Hassan seems to be slightly wider. And once again, he has something going on with that left lat. I believe he may have had an injury between this past show and the 2022 Puerto Rico Pro. But look how thick, dense the back is. Look how much detail it has, man. And it's going to be scary to see when Hassan Mostafa and AJ Sims nail it perfectly, And that's probably why they're deciding to do more shows before the Mr. Olympia. He probably wants to see how Hassan's body works and, make sure they're able to bring a 100% package. But by the Mr. Olympia, if Hassan does all these shows, the Mr. Olympia will be his 4th show of the year. So hopefully Hassan doesn't burn himself out. Look at the glutes, man. We've never seen Hassan Mostafa with glutes like this at all. And going to the side tricep where Hassan likes to hit this variation where he puts his leg forward. And how do you guys feel about this? I've heard a couple of people complain, say they would rather see guys have to hit the mandatory side tricep instead of putting his foot forward. And once again, another execution issue for the most part. I like the execution a lot more in 2021. And it looks like he was showcasing the tricep a lot better. And Hassan is just a lot more full, man. And a lot of people are talking about Hassan's midsection, but I honestly believe when he comes in so conditioned, His shoulders aren't as big, the arms aren't as big, so the waist is just more glaring. I don't think his waist has really gotten any bigger since last year. I just believe he was a lot more full, so the illusion was that his waist looked a lot smaller. But Hassan looks incredible on the left, man. Just needed to be a little bit more conditioned. Now, taking a look at this ab and thigh shot, another execution issue for Hassan Mostafa. Now, 2021, this is probably the only pose that I would have this shot winning. Even though he is more conditioned in the legs, I do believe 2021 is conditioned enough. Look at the condition in the obliques and the intercostals, man. It's just insane. Look at the cross striations in the quad, man. Hassan Mostafa, one of the freakiest bodybuilders we have in the IFBB today. And Dave Palumbo, Chris Aceto actually did a very good podcast last night talking about Hassan Mostafa. As you guys know, Chris Aceto is the former coach of Hassan, and he had nothing but positive things to say. Also, Hassan is still in his 20s, guys. Pretty young. I didn't know that. Now, finishing up here with the most muscular, and this is the best, most muscular shot I could find from the 2022 Puerto Rico Pro. Didn't want to put up any bad shots of Hassan, but this was the best one I could find. And yeah, pretty much what I was saying here, guys, he is nowhere near as full in the chest and the delts and the arms as he was last year. So I feel like it's giving the illusion that his midsection is bigger than what it is. And also, his midsection isn't as in check as it was last year. It does seem to be slightly protruding, but you know, Hassan could have been tired. He was really up there with a lot of confidence, doing a lot of posing, so maybe that's what it was. But as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video, enjoy this comparison. Let me know, as always, what do you think in the comment section below. How will Hassan Mostafa do at the 2022 Mr. Olympia? How will he stack up against Nick Walker? I'm sure somebody will make a video about that soon, but I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and you guessed it, man. I'm out.